Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Loretta running on Nintendo Switch. Okay, what are we doing? This one? Hi, Walt. It's hotter than the devil's armpit outside. No kidding. Thought I was gonna melt. Ain't it a little early to be breaking out the wine? What are you smiling for? It's all done. What is? You mean, you finished your book? Yep. But that's wonderful. Why didn't you? The publishers already gave me the green light. I sent them the initial chapters. I don't want to jinx anything before it's set in stone. But they're saying the folks from Metro Silver Mire are interested. Might even turn it into a motion picture, they said. Just imagine. Starring Clark Gable. I thought he quit acting. But Harry Cooper? Well, who cares? That's not the gosh darn point. Hollywood, Laura. You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, Walter. I'm so happy. Good for you. Good for us, sweetheart. Can the wine wait a little? I'll get to fixing us a real nice supper. Oh, wait. We played this. Okay, so now it's a matter of figuring out which one of those not so obvious blocks we need to pick. Okay, so this is what we did. So does that need to be here? Or did it not save? Oh, maybe it didn't save. Hi, Walt. It's hotter than the devil's armpit outside. No kidding, I thought I was gonna melt. Ain't a little early to be breaking out the wine. What are you smiling for? It's all done. What is? Okay, I'll get through this part. I'll get to fixing us a real nice supper. How about you cook us up that steak you know I love? I honestly didn't expect it. For a moment it felt as though everything could change. It was a flash of hope. Add pepper. Walter publishes his novel, and we return to New York, to our apartment on 12th Avenue. Just as if we never left. And life goes back to normal again. Nice vegetables. But still, he made promises before. He already found another woman before I could start unpacking my damn suitcase. He gambled us into the ground when we all already dirt poor. Why should I think any of that'll stop in New York? Nah. Something deep inside me, something strange had been triggered, and I couldn't stop it. And poisoned. Hey, how's it going? Ready. Coming right up. He's talking with his mouth full. Your steak was delicious. Thank you. Last time I ate this good was back in the Big Apple. You barely touched your... I ain't hungry. Well. So, we going back? So, does that mean we're going back now? We can finally pack our bags and run away from this place?
No, chomps loudly. Run away? From here? You're kidding, right?
Why not?
Come on, Lo. You can't run away from who you are.
He spits out a half-chewed piece of carrot.
You put too many carrots in this. Besides, the book ain't finished. It still needs editing.
You know, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately.
About what?
About how different my life could have been.
But it isn't.
And that's why you chose to soothe the grieving widow. Went to the bank today. Why didn't you tell me about your insurance policy? He continues to chew. You don't trust me one bit, do you? Walter, what did I do to deserve this? Why is everything we get always shrouded in mystery?
Just figured it wasn't any of your concern. Besides, what if you ever decide to have me whacked, huh? It was the publisher house's idea anyway. They didn't fill me in on the details.
Listen. I know you blame me for what happened to John. He slaps his fist into the table.
Nice fucking supper. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? Why'd you need to bring this shit up again? Why now? What was with you today?
No, you're right. Let's just keep it bottled up inside. I'll hush. I'll be a good housewife. And you can keep fucking around with that ginger slut. Then everyone will be happy.
Enough. I'm not listening to this shit anymore. And if you must know, I do blame you.
Oh, finally. The brave man comes out and says it.
I read the police report.
You're such a hypocrite.
Laura.
I had no idea you could be so full of crap.
I read the...
Walt?
Last time we didn't put the poison in.
But it still ends up being the same. Walter looks like he's trying to say something, but only the sound of gurgling can be heard as he slowly chokes to death. Burn in hell, Walter. I must admit, I don't like when people say honesty or to tell you the truth. It always gives the impression that they've been shamelessly lying to you up until that point. But there's something transcendental about murder, something beyond our understanding, despite how regular and natural it seems. Otherwise, why else would anyone do it? Don't accuse a woman of being a liar when she don't know how to be honest with herself. Still, like my first child, like a poet who speaks no languages, like a deaf, blind, and mute person in the world of sound, color, and signs, I won't reach the truth with words. They can't give it shape. There is one truth I know, though. Walter is dead. Dead.
You don't like people, do you?
I didn't say that, but truth be told, I don't expect any good to come from them. Let's see, moth, mask, mold, mirror. Mask.
Do you think people want to hurt you?
I think we're wasting our time here.
Why is that?
Look, I know how this works. First, we look at some pictures together and have a nice little chat. Then tomorrow you dig into my brain with a metal rod.
You're exaggerating. Lobotomies have alleviated suffering for a great many people. In your case, however, I doubt it will be required. I'd like to believe that. Let's continue, shall we? Rat. I mean, vagina. Interesting.
What is?
Your associative pattern.
My husband calls them tricks.
But it was he who brought you here, wasn't it? So pay attention. Wheat's eyes, cradle, crow. I mean, it doesn't really look like any of those. Crow? Is something wrong?
Yeah. These are just splotches. Ain't nothing to see in them. Whatever I do see is only my imagination. This ain't fair. I ain't done nothing wrong.
Life isn't fair. At your age, it's high time you realize that. Don't be so gloomy. How did that saying go? In Italy, under the rule of the Borgia, terror, murder, and bloodshed reigned. Yet it ended up giving birth to Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland, brotherly love, democracy, and peace were established for 500 years. And do you know what they produced? The cuckoo clock. What's this?
I woke up with an awful pain, spreading through my whole body. It came in waves, like one blow after another. One eye was all swollen and watery. Felt like it was going to burst. Hell, I wanted it to burst. Not that it helped none. Nah, the pain was focused somewhere else. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was a crooked, rusted nail sticking out of my foot. Went right through my own skin. So I tugged it free.
Son of a bitch. I was ready to howl. Ready to scream at the top of my damn lungs. But I could muster was a whimper, though. Or best I could muster was a whimper, though. It was like the top of that metal nail. Was smiling up at me like some Cheshire cat. Okay, one more try. Stay calm. Breathe. Come on, Lo. Focus.
Holy fuck. Shit. Goddamn porch. Goddamn nail. Why couldn't you hammer it in like I asked? The hell's wrong with you, Walter? Trying to make it easier for me to finish you off? Hell, why am I even asking you? Ain't like you ever knew which end of the hammer to use anyway. This is some wicked irony, all right. Oh Lord, I can see the rust stuck in the wound. Damn. Ain't no time to dwell on that now. All right, one more time. Again. Come on. The gaping wound stared back at me. An awful blood-red gash. Last night felt like a bad dream. About to fade into memory. But still. My ripped-up, muddy dress. My aching leg. The puddle of my own vomit. They all suggested otherwise. I need to get rid of these reminders as soon as I can. I'm gonna be sick. I ain't ready to go out yet. Need to change out of these clothes first. Bingo. I knew you were in here somewhere. They expired. A long time ago, too. Should I... take them? What's the matter? Not like things can get any worse. Change. That's better. Now to get rid of this dress. The hell could that be? Laura, you look like you've seen better days. What happened? Mind calling out Walter for me? Walter ain't home. Walter ain't here. Ain't here? That's odd. How long is he gonna be out for? I ain't his secretary. He didn't tell me anything. Margaret puts on a puppy dog face with her big, beautiful hazel eyes. It softens Loretta's heart a little. When I didn't see him this morning, I thought he'd run away with you. So you know? About you and Walter? Come on, Margaret, I ain't blind. I don't hold grudges. Don't worry. I don't hold grudges. Especially not against someone like you. Really? Margaret's face breaks into a silly smile. The affair was eating her up inside. But Loretta's words seemed to lift a heavy load from her heart. Still, Loretta couldn't help but think, if a few niceties was all it took, the load couldn't have been that heavy to begin with. There's no such thing as wrongdoing, Margaret. Only doing. Hand on my heart, I ain't got no clue where he's gone. His damn suitcase ain't even here. You know, Walter. Maybe he got himself in hot water again. Or maybe he just ran off and left us both behind. Who can tell? Laura, I don't know what to say. I best get going. Well, that could have gone better. Probably still could have gone worse, though. At the very least, I bought myself some time. Time to come to my senses, consider, think. Margaret may not be all that smart, but she knows how to play dirty. Bitch is up to no good, plain and simple. Just a matter of time now. All right, now for the manuscript. It ought to be in the study. What in the Sam Hill? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. I should get this shovel out of the way. But I can't shake the feeling that I might need it later. Leftovers from yesterday's supper. What a mess. I rarely stepped foot into Walter's study. Everything here is just as it was yesterday. An open bottle of bourbon and that old beat-up typewriter. Sheets of paper tied with a ribbon lie next to it. Chapters of Straw Bull. The rest of the manuscript should be in the safe. An open envelope there next to it. It's an informal letter on the official-looking paper, certified by a secretary. Dear Mr. Harris, Walter, the bull is positively sensational, although I do believe we should give the title some consideration. I can't say without a shadow of a doubt that this is your best work yet, and I'm only halfway through reading it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I already spoke with Mr. Thompson at MCM, and they want to talk. I'm very glad you're back in business, my friend. Send me the rest as soon as it's ready. The contracts are drafted. There's a couple of formalities left. And P.S. I already ordered the cover designs. You're gonna love them. Sincerely, Jerry. Stamp, Gerald Foster Schaefer, Atlantic Press Publishing House. Take the letter out, huh? They were waiting. Details had been negotiated. Contract signed. They just need a little push is all. I made myself comfortable in the leather desk chair, adjusted the carriage, and began typing. Dear Mr. Schaefer, I regret to inform you that my husband, Walter Harris, has gone missing. It's possible something may have happened to him, or perhaps he simply ran out on his love-deprived wife. His reasoning is beyond me. I am writing because you were interested in Walter's latest manuscript, Straw Bull. By coincidence, the manuscript currently sits in my possession. The original. There are no copies. Mr. Schaefer, I assume that you are a busy man, so I'll cut to the chase. As far as I know, your company has taken out life insurance policy on Walter. Due to this extraordinary development, I must ask that you send a check with the amount applicable in the event of his passing if you wish to see this manuscript in its entirety. Despite my disagreements with Walter, I am convinced that readers and fans of his talent should not be deprived of his latest masterpiece. I will send the manuscript the day the check is received, as I understand that it rightfully belongs to you and your firm, which has done so much for our family. Yours faithfully, Loretta Lou Harris. Lick the envelope. All done. Now I just gotta wait. The pain in my legs is getting worse. So on my way to the post office, I decided to stop at the gas station again. But something wasn't right. The gas station looked different that day. Kinda like something was missing. In that same vein, I was seeing everything in a brand new light. Kinda like looking through a cracked microscope glass or something. Although I ain't never looked through a microscope in my entire life.
Ma'am?
Got any painkillers? Say, you sell painkillers here? Or any kind of medicine?
No, ma'am, we do not. This ain't no drugstore.
Then I'll just take the cheapest bottle of whiskey you got. Better make that 2 bottles, actually.
I have the nail and I have the letter. Okay, so I have to do the letter. My name is William Henry Carter. I've been this county sheriff for the last 3 years. Early in the morning of August 12th, 1947, I got a call from the Harris farm. Mrs. Harris claimed that her husband, Mr. Harris, had gone missing. How old is Walter, ma'am?
45?
And how long have the two of you been married?
16 years.
Has he, The sheriff chokes back the urge to vomit. For the sake of decency, Loretta pretends not to notice. Pardon me, has Walter gone missing before?
No. This would be the first time.
Hot damn. The hangovers get worse every time. Feels like my head's about to explode. Well, you did throw back 2 full bottles by yourself.
What'd you expect?
Not 1 bottle, not a bottle and a half. 2 fucking bottles, Bill. I wonder if she can smell the booze through my breath. What am I saying? Of course she does, jackass. We can all smell this shit. You're in deep trouble now, Bill. Does Walter have any distinguishing features? Does Walter have any distinguishing features? Any scars or tattoos? Some kind of detail that would make it easy to identify him?
Nothing besides his mustache. But he could just shave that off if he wanted to.
Loretta's standing there, arms folded, staring you down like she's fixing to ask you a question, or simply challenge your authority. What a dish, though. Younger than you, but not by much, I reckon. And she's got a great ass to boot. So, a rider, huh? Can you say you're surprised, Bill? A loser like you could never score a dame like her. Got a queer look in her eyes, though. Figures, considering her man just took off. Poor gal. A stain. Can't quite tell what it was. This house has seen better days, that's for sure. Got an odd smell to it, too. Better not puke in front of her. Catch you by surprise there, sunshine? This ain't a house, it's a shack. That must be why the guy took off. But look who's talking. You live in a trailer, you jackass. You used to be a pilot, a hero. Where are all the heroics now, Billy boy? Drowned in hooch is where they are. Maybe I should ask her for a painkiller. Nah, better not. It's all clear as day. Or is it? Something ain't right. You really need this right now? You better sleep it off in a car. Give it a couple hours at least. There's always the hair of the dog. Nah, I'll just grab a bowl of soup or something. But now ain't the time for pondering soup. What are you staring at me like that for, sweetheart? You think finding a missing person's a piece of cake? Expecting me to pull him out of my hat or something? As if you could stand to carry a couple of city slickers around. Only thing you're good for, Bill, is lugging around a hip flask. Well, to hell with all that. Has Walter been acting suspiciously before his disappearance? Tell me, ma'am, was Walter acting strange at all? Did he do anything unusual before he disappeared?
No, sir. Nothing that comes to mind.
Do your children live with you?
I ain't got no children.
No children? No husband? No job? If you're not careful, you'll be 3 for 3 by yourself. You dumb drunk. I got no kids. Nor any wife to speak of, neither. What about Maggie, though? Nah, Maggie's a different type of broad. Alright, cowboy, strain your brain. Just a couple more questions. Then we can wrap up this sideshow. Did Walter have any health conditions?
You trying to imply he's crazy?
Well,
no, sir. My husband's in his right mind.
Was he in the military?
Yeah, he was. But he never did like talking about it. Said he spent 2 years on a boat. Somewhere out in the Philippines writing propaganda. At least that's my understanding of it. You know, pamphlets about Hitler, Hirohito, and the like. I chose not to pry any deeper than that.
I see. Study. So, this is Walter's study?
Yeah, he spends most of his day in here.
The sheriff sniffs. Has anything changed since he went missing?
Hard to say.
What about family?
My family?
No, ma'am, your husband's.
Well, he has a sister over in New York City. Can't say we've ever been all that close.
Don't suppose you have her number?
I'm afraid I do not.
The sheriff's mouth curves into a deep frown. I ask what happened to your leg?
Oh, I just scratched it is all. I caught it on a nail, but it ain't nothing serious.
Ouch. Might want to go see a doctor about that anyway, ma'am. Tetanus ain't no laughing matter. Lots of folks die from it.
I'll get right on that, Sheriff.
Did Walter take anything with him when he left?
A photo.
Or maybe a postcard? Do you know if anything's missing from the safe?
Oh, no. Walter keeps his manuscripts in there.
He didn't take those with him?
I ain't sure. Don't know the combination.
Did Walter keep up any extensive correspondence with anyone? Any that you're aware of, at least? Or maybe someone you just learned of recently?
Well, Walter spoke with his publisher, of course. Probably some other writers as well. And his old war buddies, most likely.
Mind if I take a look at the letter?
This one?
I'd rather read the letter. I'd rather read them myself, if you don't mind. Stick the letter opener in his throat. Well, that's probably going to have a bad ending, I would imagine. Pass him the envelope. Oh, let's pass him the envelope. The sheriff carefully studies the envelope. You should read them. Might offer you some clarity. In the yard. Boy, this is such a stylish game. Alright, Mrs. Harris. I'll be frank. The chances of us finding Walter are pretty slim. It's more likely that he'll reappear by himself when he's ready. I have to admit, this sort of thing happens from time to time. Some folks just get a little overwhelmed. They run away from debts, creditors, wives, without realizing they can't ever run away from themselves.
Well, I appreciate your wisdom, Sheriff. But what happens now? I'll get to contacting the local
I'll get to contacting the local precincts in the meantime. Then the nearest hospitals, the morgue. It's a big country. Your husband could be anywhere. Ma'am, forgive me. I know this is a difficult subject, but I have to ask. Did you and Walt have any fights before he went missing?
I wouldn't say so.
You know, I think Walter and I might have gone to the same school. Only got one school around here, so it ain't all that surprising. Was there anyone else he was in contact with around here? Any friends or neighbors? Enemies, even? Someone I could talk to?
No, sir. At least not that I'm aware of.
Does that thing still work, by the by?
What?
The well behind you there.
Better than ever. Nah, it's all dried up now.
Mind if I take a look? Sure is dark. I wonder how deep it goes. You know, if you ain't using it, then that'd be grounds for getting fined. You better ask someone to board it. Wait, what's that? Oh, shit. Is that a rat? Sure is a meaty one. Look at that. He's trying to climb his way out. That fellow's braver than all get out. Suckers breed faster than rabbits. So I'd recommend buying some rat poison or something. Probably got yourself a rat nest down there. You got anyone around that can help you, ma'am? I can send my boys to you if you don't. They'll board it up for you in no time.
Thank you, Sheriff. I can handle it myself.
god, this game. It's so damn twisted. Mind if I smoke?
Go right ahead. This is a mistake, in my opinion.
You think so?
Life's dealt me a bad hand. That or I just ain't playing them right. I don't know.
Everybody has problems.
It's all about how we respond to them. Don't give me that.
I shouldn't need to remind you the war is over. Men shot each other, stabbed each other, killed each other.
And for what?
Men aren't the only ones who fight in wars.
Nah, but it's the men who's starting them.
Have you ever heard of the Chinese ruler Wu Zetian?
Should I?
There's no such thing as wrongdoing, Loretta. Only doing. Anyway, how you feeling in general?
Honestly, pretty good.
We're going to confirm that now. Please concentrate. What am I doing?
I feel like the world has changed too fast, and I don't feel safe. I mean, I don't know what I mean anymore.
Let's continue. Bird? What? Are those scissors? I guess they're scissors. How about this? This? Is that a nail? I think.
Don't let what I did fool you. I'm a good person. Well, an ordinary person. People sure love labeling things. Smart folk always have the simple answers. It's so easy to trip yourself up once.
Way easier than you'd think.
Easier than a round of gin rummy. Or getting your hands on a pair of nylon stockings. It's very convenient, too.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's tempting to commit an unforgivable act. Then revel in self-pity, making excuses for the rest of your life. Now, don't you start with that. Have you ever heard the saying, let sleeping dogs lie? I think that's exactly what you chose not to do.
Okay, we're in package. Grab these? Oh, I do need to grab these. Oh boy, that's gonna suck. Do they stay in place if they're in the correct position? This other stuff's getting in the way. What the heck? Oh, I see. It's swapping stuff when I pass by other stuff. Oh, it's confusing how this works.
Some people's. Why do some pieces. Stop doing that. Oh my goodness. A call from New York for Mr. Harris. Connect this. You think you can blackmail us, Toots? Blackmail? Well, sure, if that's what you want to call it. But since I'm the one who owns the manuscript, I think it'd be a little more appropriate to call it reimbursement. Or maybe compensation. For the presumed widow of a talented writer. You could even print that on your dust jacket.
Where's Harris? Listen here, lady. Nobody messes with Jerry Schaefer.
I hung up. But he'll call again. Make no mistake. People like Schaefer never miss an opportunity for profit. Even if it means exchanging sweet pleasantries for threats. But that still leaves me with a problem. The safe combination. I searched the whole damn house for a clue, a note, anything. But it looks like old Walter. Old fuddy-duddy Walter, who by supper would always have forgotten what he ate for breakfast, or sometimes mixed up his left for his right. That same lying bastard Walter only ever kept the combination in that good-for-nothing brain of his. I tried his birthday, our wedding anniversary, his mother's birthday, and even the date of his first publication. Nothing worked. You must have written the combination down somewhere, Walter. You're a writer. You wrote everything down. Bookshelf. Crime and punishment. Crime and punishment? Never heard of it. There's a key hidden in the book. It ought to open one of the doors in this house. No clue which one, though. Maybe Walt's parents' bedroom? Letter from Kelly, letter from Walter's publisher. Letter from Kelly. Hey, Daddy, how are you doing? How's Laura? I hope you're all doing okay. I'm doing just fine. Sorry it took me so long to write you back. Things have been pretty crazy recently. You know how it is. Did you finish your novel? I think you did. You've been working on it for so long now. Daddy, I've got some big news I want to talk about. I don't know when you'll get this letter, though. Anyway, Mickey and I are going to come visit, so let's talk in person. SWAK. Love you, Kelly. Letter from Walter's publisher. Dear Mr. Harris, Walter, the bull is positively sensational, although I do believe we should give the title some... Oh, okay. We've already looked at that. Nothing interesting here. Except for... a cigar club? I ain't never seen Walter smoke a cigar. There's an address on it. 11 Rainwood Street. Must be in the city. I could pay a visit. And when I get the time, of course. Ticket stubs, scribbled papers, a lighter. Horse racing, Only Walter could find a racetrack out in the middle of nowhere. The key from the book fits. Heavens to... What's that smell? I gotta open a window or something. Discharged man shoots parents. Guggenheim warehouse fire. Ransom paid, but child not found. Olsen family offered reward. I remember this case. Someone kidnapped the daughter of some hoity-toity oil tycoon. Old suitcase. A camera. Walter and I almost never took any pictures. A bottle of rum. One hell of a drink. A strange photograph. I'll look closer. There's a key here. It looks like the kind used to open a safe deposit box. But where? Somewhere in the city? What the hell, Walter? What else are you hiding from me?
Seems Walter was into some interesting things. Hardware store, bus depot. You got the hardware store, address from the matchbox with bus depot. I guess we're going to the address from the matchbox. What can I get you?
Sorry to bother you. I'm looking for the Cooper Cigar Club. Is this the place?
Well, can't you read? Look at the sign, lady. This is a bar. We don't sell cigars here, only drinks. So I suggest you either order one or take a hike. Cigarette vending machine.
I quit smoking a long time ago, though I've been regretting it more lately. Excuse me.
Hmm?
Don't suppose you know where I can find the Cooper Cigar Club?
Cigar club?
Ah, you're looking at it, babe. But it was shut down a year, maybe 2 years ago. All's left of it now is this shithole.
The bartender looks over, displeased.
Where do you think you are, the Ritz or something?
Bartender looks away, even more displeased.
A year or two?
Why is a pretty dame like you looking for a cigar club anyway? Here, why don't I buy you a drink instead?
Thanks, but I'm in a hurry.
Of course you are.
I don't understand. This ain't making any sense. Let me take another look at that matchbox. The address is right. But there's no way these matches are 2 years old. Hey, there's a phone number on the other side. Was this written with a ballpoint pen? It must be recent then. How the hell did I miss this? I could call the number, but what good would that do? If the club really did close a couple of years ago. Maybe that loser got it wrong. I should find a phone. Mind if I use your phone?
Bartender sighs heavily. It's out back. By the John.
Creepy picture. That dog sure is scary looking. Well, at least it ain't playing poker. It smells like piss in here. And Lord knows what else.
Call the number on the matchbox. Bzzz. It's you. I know who you are. Bzzz. You shouldn't have dialed this number. Who are you?
Who are you? Do I know you?
We'll be seeing each other soon. About the bus depot.
If this key really belongs to the bus depot, then it must open one of the lockers here.
So, did my husband murder his parents? so that he could have the property. And then is that number like maybe a hitman or somebody to clean that place up? Interesting. Old poster. Buy U.S. savings bonds and stamps. So our good husband Walter has a number of things wrong with him. It seems like his past is much more complex than our current. Some drunk fella's falling asleep right next to the locker I need to get into. Excuse me, could you move a little? The bum gurgles something unintelligible. Well, that's just perfect. How do I get rid of him now? He reeks of booze. Maybe a fresh bottle will get him to move. Oh, I don't have any booze on me. Phone number written using red ballpoint pen. Deposit key. What secret will it reveal? Okay, do I go to the bar then? Bottle of liquor, please. Cheapest you got. Oh, has the lady finally decided to have some fun? Don't ask. Well, you have a lovely evening. Hey, pal. Got a bottle of something you might like? Look, just move over, would you? Thank God that worked. There's some kind of parcel here. I don't get it, Walt. What the hell does all this mean? I should wait till I get home to open it. Well, hey, who the hell are you? Then he said unto me, Prophecy unto the wind, prophecy, son of man. And say to the wind, Thus saith the Lord God, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. Very intriguing. And I wish it didn't get caught up in some other games. I would kind of regret we didn't play this sooner. Ma'am, I already told you to open a safe, and I mean any safe. Though I can't say for sure which one you have. An old one. Well, old or new, you'll need either a very good locksmith or a very good thief. Precisely. And I'm afraid I'm neither. All I sell is doorknobs and fasteners, ma'am. What a waste of time. On my way home, I got to thinking. Maybe I just made a mistake. The man on the other end of that wire could have been anyone. An old friend, a comrade in arms, or some other failed writer. It was amazing how, after Walt's death, I was starting to learn so much about him. Way more than I knew, or way more than what I knew of him when he was alive. Things that were obviously private. Things he didn't want to share with his own wife. Then suddenly... the engine overheated. Goddamn bucket of bolts. Lord, what I do to deserve this? Who am I kidding? You know perfectly well, Loretta. So I walked.
Good thing the house was only a half-mile away. I noticed the luxurious white car right away, parked by my front porch. I'd never seen a car quite like it. Some old man with a cane was standing next to it, and something deep in my gut told me nothing good was going to come from this meeting.
All right. Why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching Loretta running on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, highly recommended. I mean, this is a very well done game. It's very stylish. I think the dialogue's written really well. It's kind of a shame that it didn't have voice acting, but I think it would. I think it would take some fairly good voice actors to kind of really nail this. So, maybe it's for the best that they just let people use their imaginations for the voices. Definitely check it out. It's available on all platforms, and you'll have a grand old time if you like a twisted tale. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.